Welcome to the hottest happy hour in STL with the In Your City show right here at the Lou Information Station. Put the Lou Information Station app right on your phone. All you have to do is click Lou Information. You'll see KLIS come up and you can click on listen to the show anywhere in the world. And of course at louinfo.com or at the In Your City show. Gosh, Facebook, Instagram, or I don't know about Instagram, but Facebook. Instagram, there's like stuff on there, but you can follow us and like us there, right? Yeah, you can. There's all kinds of places to be able to see the show. I want to mention our Olive made a cover of a magazine. We're so excited. NTX is a Connect magazine. Our friend Paul over at the Commons puts this together and, you know, shines a spotlight on that new town. And what area of St. Charles would that be? The French town,
it's more Osher town.
Yeah, there you go. Town. But Olive made the cover. Of course, my children's book launches November 3rd. So I would love if you go to Amazon and look up, Oh, Olive, a big bad, a big bad bully. My first copy came, but she's precious. And this book really hits a soft spot there. So I hope you'll check it out and would love you to be part of our as he throws Mike across the rooms, because our next guest here is as well. You know, and we're going to introduce you to Brad Kovach. He is another magazine. You are the publisher, owner of Terrain Magazine.
Publisher of Terrain Magazine.
Which we're going to find out all about that as well. Do you feel that you're as busy as we are? Because it sounds like there is a lot going on in your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got this big event coming up that we're going to talk about. You were just a vendor at the Mo Cowbell that took place over the weekend. And I feel like we are so busy too. And this is like the worst word here, but I'm sure I'm suffering because there's so many times you have to finish my sentence. There's so many things I can't remember. I know that could be with old age, possibly. We're so dependent on our phones, but it's called brain rot. Have you looked at that or researched that?
Well, you know, you hear about brain fog a lot these days.
Yes.
Maybe it's the next step of that. I don't know.
So brain rot from social media refers to the supposed mental and cognitive decline caused by the excessive consumption of low quality online content. It is reducing our attention span, empirical critical thinking. The anxiety and stress in people has gone way up, complete emotional fatigue. And I believe it because everything that we do now is all evolved around technology.
Right.
Either we're getting it out there, and then when we're working on getting something out there, what are we doing? We're scrolling, we're looking at things. You get sucked in. I mean, he'll go to look up his phone to get the date of something, and before you know it, he's on Facebook. I'm like, you're supposed to give me the date of the next. He's like, I don't even know.
Absolutely
I don't even know how I got there. And we are constantly scrolling and having to be on the internet and using technology, and then we're going so much at the same time. I mean, gosh forbid you're at a stoplight and you don't pull up your phone because maybe someone texts you, or maybe there's an email that you got to return, right?
I feel like you're going to miss something.
Yeah, well, they're saying this is a huge, huge thing happening, and especially in people in older age, but our kids, well, they're not learning well in school because they are constantly on their phone all the time. So it's kind of scary to think what we're doing to our brain. They say that you should, of course, reduce your time.
Easier said than done.
Yes, that you need to do things like, playing cards, crossword puzzles, things that take you away from the screen.
And who says this?
Well, studies. I'm sure that it's studies. I mean, look at people who have done crossword puzzles and have done things that aren't, that uses their thinking and their brain for longer amounts of time. You know, you might spend an hour on doing a crossword puzzle or playing cards, right? Or a game board. Whereas when you're on social networks, you're doing seconds. You know, you're constantly being bombarded with new material. You might go from a funny meme to a crashing of a car. You don't, first of all, don't know it's real, or you go to a sad meme of someone reaching out or telling their sad story. seconds by seconds, you're changing. So our brain is not used to this being wowed by novelties within seconds. It's usually something that you're doing for quite some time.
Limiting the screen time. I like this. Take regular breaks. Follow the 20-20-20 rule. So this is actually a little messed up if you think about it.
Okay.
For every 20 minutes of screen time, take 20-second break. 20 seconds away from 20 minutes. Now, I'm like, that makes no sense. It's like, and then look at something 20 feet away. What does the 20 feet away got to do with it? How about we do 20 seconds of screen time and 20 minutes break?
Right.
I think that would be more helpful. 20 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time to take a break from your screen time.
Yeah, no
And I know we're on the computers, and I guess that's considering TV, computers, telephones.
Anything with that blue light.
Huh?
That blue light. But it's also the attention, though. It's the constant change, like the TikTok. Most people are on those things that are fast reels and TikTok. So it's a continuous brain change, hitting your brain with something else in different levels of emotions. Like I said, you might go from funny to sad to political. Everything is just going at your brain, a very huge emotional bang for seconds. Really causes an overdrive and what they're calling brain rot, which is because it's not getting any better, right?
No, it's not at all.
We own magazines like you do, of course, and you write stories, which take a person a while to read, to gain emotion from it. That's why it's known as the heaviest trust factor out there, because people really are taking the time to engage in that product. Whereas social media, sure, it's great to have your ads and they're not, but they're gone in a flash and another ad's popping up at you within seconds. So you're not absorbing it. And again, that whole brain rot thing going on. But even, I don't know if you're doing it, but our magazines, which we have Chesterfield, City Lifestyle, Clayton, St. Charles, and Chesterfield, our stories are getting shorter.
I was going to say that. You've seen, I think we've all seen over the years, I think of USA Today, kind of started that in the news media, getting shorter stories, more graphic heavy. And I think that's just sort of cascaded over media.
Yeah, because the attention span, we got to get from the beginning to the end. And maybe that's why binge watching has become so popular, because you're just getting a short segment of it and makes you want to come back more because you're addicted to it, and they can draw you to that channel for a lot more days and hours than your typical,
Yeah.
But it's crazy, isn't it? So I think that we all need a little bit of a wake-up call when it comes to allowing our brain to rot.
Because Brad can help us with this one tip of how to get rid of brain rot, and that's engage in offline activities like balance digital life with hobbies, exercise, and real-world interactions.
I was waiting to jump in.
Yay!
But yes,
help us out.
Being outside, again, proven in many studies, better for your emotional health, mental health, physical health. I don't think anyone really these days is going to deny that the more you can be outside, disconnect from any screens, whether you're just taking a walk at the park or paddling canoe on one of our great rivers and streams, whatever it is, just get outside and, feel nature.
Even leave the phone if you can. I find we'll take the dogs for a walk and one of us feels we need to bring a phone because just in case. Or how did we ever survive when we left the house for days, hours, and didn't have a phone?
In the 70s, we didn't have phones. We survived.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how we do it. They say that walking out barefoot and actually like touching the grass and getting out and letting your body really helps to balance you.
Being grounded, they call it. I don't know a lot about grounding, but I've definitely heard the term. And yes, something about the electromagnetic, exchange between your body and the earth is supposed to do something good for you. Great. If it works for you, go do it.
If the sun's out, I'll go and sit and kind of, just take it in for 5 minutes if I can, just to detox the brain a little bit in the body and have that, that you feel like energy's just been put back in you and you go out for a little bit. Well, let's tell us what Terrain Magazine is first.
Sure. Yeah. We've been around for 11 years now. Here in St. Louis, we're located down in SLU area, down in Midtown. And really the focus of the magazine is just to make people aware of all the different resources and assets we have here in the outdoor world in the St. Louis area. So whether we're talking about parks and trails to go to, or different events to go to, or races like Mo Cowbell we just mentioned. Things for people to get engaged with, whether you're just getting started in the outdoors or whether you're an athlete. We just want people to know about it.
To get out.
Yes.
And be able to take part in things that are outdoor. So 11 years in business, what kind of stories can we find in your magazine?
Right. Everything from, again, like destinations, places to go, like we might do a profile of a local park or a state park and say, here's what you can expect there. Here's, where it is, what to do, the types of trails or whatnot that might be there. Everything from that to personality profiles of other local people who are involved in the outdoors, whether they're enthusiasts or athletes, just to get to know them. It's really about community connection for us, and helping to build the outdoor community here in St. Louis so that everyone feels welcome, remove those barriers for people so they know where to go, what to do, what to try.
Yeah.
And then, encourage them to get out there and do it.
Go ahead.
That's huge though. So, because sometimes you don't know where to start, like kind of nervous, like where do we go to do that? Or what can we try different that's outside? Kind of do your typical go eat outdoors somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And being active would be so much smarter.
So since we talk about parks and we talk about, all of our state parks, which one, I know each one's going to be different pertaining on what type of activity you're going to be doing at that park, but out of an overall score, what is your favorite?
That's fairly easy for me because I live in Baldwin, close to Castlewood, which is right there.
That is
so it's hard for me not to go to Castlewood. Really, it's just so close. So that's a fantastic park. Great trails, beautiful views of the river once you get up on the bluffs. But we have Babblers right here as well, out in Wildwood area. That's a great park to go to. You really can't go wrong. Every park is going to have a little bit of a different flavor to it, and so hopefully through the magazine or just through looking online at the different state park websites and stuff, you can find a little bit of an idea of what you can expect at each park. So if you're looking for a nice hike with the dogs, you might go here. If you're looking for a beach and a paddle, water access, you might, go somewhere else. But we have amazing parks in I was going to say St. Louis, but in Missouri, we're just so fortunate to have such a great system.
Absolutely.
And I think, some people know, but really, in my opinion, not enough people know. So we're trying to get that word out.
You're absolutely right. And I think it's fun when you can find something that you really enjoy and get yourself outdoors. It makes me think, gosh, when's the last time we went to a park and taken advantage of it? I used to go to Creve Coeur Park and walk around the lake all the time and, find different places. But I can't remember last time I've been to Castlewood Park.
Mm-hmm. But we went with, the last time I was there,
time ago.
So we went with Casey and I think Dylan was.
It was because it was their wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were doing wanted to get a beautiful picture because we were going out of the country, and so they literally did their vows there at the Castlewood Park, and that's probably been the last time for that. Now, are you? I know you're an outdoor enthusiast, but is there a special? Are you a hiker, runner, biker? All the above.
Jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. I guess if I had one to choose, I tend to mountain bike and trail run a lot. So I like to be out on the trails. We have a lot of folks in the magazine who are road cyclists and road runners, which is awesome. But for me, I like to be under the canopy, under the trees, kind of disconnect and get out on the trails.
Well, don't lose us as being your new friend now, because we used to ride normal bikes too, and we got hooked on the electric bike.
Oh, I love e-bikes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
They're great.
You can't wipe the smile off my face when we're on them.
They're super fun, and they're especially great for people who might be older or might have some health challenges.
Older.
And
getting more health challenges. It's
well, that happens in the best.
Wake up and you're like sore. I'm like, I did absolutely nothing to feel this way.
I yawn and my jaw is all messed up today. It's like I can't hardly open it.
Right.
It happens, but they're so much fun. But
they're great.
I think the key is no matter how old you are, is find something outdoors that you can enjoy and take part in it, and find, whether it's hiking or taking a walk, just get out there and be able to do something, right?
And a great way to do that is find a group as well. There are, in fact, I think coming to an expo that we're going to talk about in a minute that we're throwing, there's a group of, it's called Boomers on Bikes or something like that.
Boomers on Bikes.
All sorts of groups, whether young, old, male, female, Black, white, Asian, whatever. There's plenty of different groups out there that you can identify with. Find your group and get
camaraderie
engaged with them.
Yeah, I
It
think
keeps you accountable. It gets you interested in meeting people and going back to that group to strengthen friendships. And next thing you know, you're outdoor a lot, outside a lot more than you thought you would be.
Or do you have the ability to find groups through your magazine? Do you list
Yeah.
some of those as well?
We will do stories on different groups. We don't
Okay.
necessarily have a list of groups, but in
Okay.
each issue, it's obviously a mix of content like any other magazine, but we might profile certain running groups or trail groups or hiking groups in a particular issue. And we try to, run the gamut again from everything from beginners to advanced. And hopefully you find something in there that you can connect with.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, let's talk about this event. So it's the Gateway Outdoor Expo plus Summit.
And Summit, yep.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about this event that's to inspire and educate and do all those great things to get us outdoors.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an annual event. This year it's November 15th and 16th in St. Charles at the convention center there. And so we're going to have about 150, 160 booths. The booths are made up of everyone from retailers who are selling outdoor gear to nonprofits who are sharing information about what they do outside, whether that's conservation or trail building or something along those lines. And then, we have a lot of groups that we mentioned. So it might be running groups or bicycling groups that you can get involved with. So, the idea, much like the magazine, is just to get people to learn about what's available outdoors, to connect one-on-one with those groups at the expo, and then take that home with them. And then hopefully throughout the next year, make up their bucket list, for lack of a better term, and find a group or an event that they might want to get to and go do that.
So there's going to be a keynote speaker?
Yeah. So we have the summit is on Friday, the 14th, actually.
Okay.
And so that is a afternoon of educational or a conference style educational sessions, if you will. So speakers on a number of different topics, but then a keynote speaker at the end of that, who is Eddie Harris, who wrote a book here a number of years ago, but he paddled the Mississippi River from source to sea.
Wow.
At the time, he was a younger African-American man. So he had a lot of experiences out there connecting with the river in ways that were special to him, different to him. And so then he made a film about that a number of years later, kind of retracing his paddle. And so he's going to be our keynote speaker and talk about his book, his film, and then just, what it's like to connect with the Mississippi River as an African-American man and just what it's meant to him in his life and the stories that he has.
How nice.
Yeah.
To be able to go through and kind of decide what you might be interested in makes it really handy, because you're not going store to store. You're literally getting to walk vendor to vendor to kind of get an idea of what it takes to be a fly fisherman. Maybe you want to do that, or you want to bike, and they'll have different things for you to be able to look at. Or maybe it would be hunting. Would that be something that would be there as well?
Yes. I mean, we certainly would welcome hunting vendors. I don't know that we have anyone yet, but we're still selling booths now, so you never know.
There's so much equipment needed for that as well.
Yeah. And so as I mentioned, Friday is the summit, as we're calling it. And then Saturday and Sunday is the expo, where you have all the booths and access to those. It's a free show. So we would invite anyone to come on in, walk around.
And it says entry and parking's free, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow. Because a lot of times they get you at the parking.
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible. We try to remove all those barriers for folks. Just come and learn about the outdoors.
And is there still spaces available if someone is wanting to have a vendor booth at your event?
Yes, yeah, we're still actively doing that at this point.
That's fantastic. And then what will you be doing at the event?
So I
know you're doing the event.
Yes, I'm kind of running around with my hair on fire. So Terrain has a booth there, the magazine. So I'll be often at the magazine booth, but we also have presentations during the expo. So this is kind of different from the summit, in that the summit's more about I guess for advocates who want to help grow outdoor recreation and learn about removing barriers and maybe new park and trail projects. The presentations we have during the expo are more for public consumption. So it's, groups that you might want to be involved with. So groups might be giving presentations there or talking about events and stuff like that. So I will also be hosting a lot of those presentations, emceeing them, not giving them, but introducing them and helping host that during the expo on Saturday and Sunday. And then just making sure that everyone at the show is having a good time.
That's wonderful.
Kind of just walking around being nice to people.
Yeah. What do you suggest to people when the weather starts getting really cold and you can't get outside as easy? Do you offer any recommendations for that?
That's a really good question. You know, we tend to hibernate here in St. Louis, which is a shame. There are a lot of things you can still do outside. There are groups you can still be involved with. There are hiking groups that go year round. It is harder, obviously, to kind of motivate yourself to get outside. So there is nothing wrong at all. And I would advocate for, you know, get indoors, go to the gym. You know, there's nothing wrong with staying active inside and keeping your conditioning going so that then when spring rolls around, you're ready for that big hike. So yeah.
I think that's like when you go on vacation and you go to a warm spot and everybody's out walking or jogging or whatever, and you all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to do this too. I'm going to get out there.
Yeah.
People tend to be a lot more active that live in warmer cities year round than what they are here, because we get it's very easy to lose habit of something that, you know, you're doing. Even though you love doing it, you have to put it into your schedule to continue doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, you can absolutely travel. You know, I don't see anything, although I want people to be outside in St. Louis, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using your winter time to go to a warmer place and still pursue those hobbies, just pursue them in a warmer climate.
Yeah. So if people want to find out more about what's going on in the event, who the vendors are that will be at the event, where do they go to for that?
Sure. Yeah. We have a website, gatewayoutdoorexpo.com, has our full vendor list. It has a list of all those presentations I mentioned, not only on Friday at the summit, but on Saturday and Sunday at the expo itself. There's also a lot of activities listed there that will be present at the show. So we'll have a rock climbing wall that you can do on site at the show. There's a mountain bike zone, again, at the show where you can get on a mountain bike, ride around on some man-made obstacles, very low key, you know, nothing death defying, but, you know, things that people can do active on site just to feel like you're not just walking around shopping at a show, but you're actually taking part in some action.
It's a very popular event. I mean, 6,000 people come through the door. I mean, that's an incredible event. That shows you how much people are craving to put activities into their life, or to maybe find out about new ones, you know, as well. And how does someone get a hold of your magazine, your terrain magazine?
Another good question. Thank you. We are online at terrain-mag.com, but the physical magazine itself is distributed at about 350 different locations around St. Louis and around the state. Mostly the easiest place would be, you know, your local cycling shop or running store, or, you know, if you have a local outfitter. But we're also at a lot of rec centers and brew pubs and, you know, kind of other gathering places where we think folks who engage in the outdoors might go.
Yeah. Well, the Bridge, I have actually spotted your magazine and taken it home from the Bridge Coffee Shop in Newtown. So I'm glad that you leave it there as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Gosh, well, just to make sure, is there anything on the event that we didn't talk about to make sure that they know what to look forward to?
You know, I think we did a great job of covering it. I would just say, you know, even if you feel like you're fairly connected to the outdoors already, come on out. I love just being there, and you inevitably run into someone that you know and that maybe you haven't seen in a while. And next thing you know, you're trading stories, making a plan to get together and take a bike ride or take a hike, you know, in a few weeks.
And it's forever changing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's forever changing what's out there. So that way you're up on top of it in case there's something new and different that you want to try. So I think it's great. So
it's a great time to tell Santa Claus what you want too, because he's there.
Santa Claus is there.
Santa Claus is going to be there.
A free photo with Santa Claus in a canoe.
In a canoe.
We call it Canoe with Claus. So please come out. Yeah, it's a
perfect time. Get his attention, and you can point out exactly what you want. So I want this from Boots Spy. I want this from this booth.
It's a great family event. It really is. And you might even see Sasquatch there. He's been known to show up.
Even better. Well, you heard it there. So thank you so much, Brad Kovach, for being here today. Terrain Magazine. Check it out. A lot of great things in there. Get yourself outdoors. And if you're already outdoors, check it out so you can find out more of what's going out there. Check out the Gateway Outdoor Expo. Go to gatewayOutdoorExpo.com. You can also find them on Facebook at Gateway Outdoor Expo. And check it out. It's going to be here November 14th and 16th. You've got plenty of time to put it on your calendar and take part in this great event, which is actually indoor at the Family Arena, but it's going to be all about getting outdoors at the same time. So thank you so much. We appreciate you spending time with us on the In Your City Show. All right, we'll be right back with more here on the In Your City Show at the Lou Information Station. So don't go anywhere, or just watch us later on. You can binge us. Welcome back to the In Your City show right here at the Lou Information Station. Big shout out to Jennifer Williams. We want to say thank you to you for being part of our show and helping us go from chaos to calmness, because I could use a lot of that. I wish you could come in and do every room in my house, because then I would really be calm. But when it comes to your pantry, your garage, your bedroom, your closet, your basement, your studio, whatever it might be, it's not a one size fits all. Go out to her showroom on Big Bend. You can sit down with one of her team members or Jennifer herself and find out what's going to help you be in a more organized living. And that's what they do. And they do it hands-on right there in the shop. You can see the workers locally manufacturing it. They're locally sourced. And Jennifer is all about supporting local. Check out their custom storage systems. Everything that they have will help you completely transform from the smallest room to the largest room. Maybe it's your business. I believe, what is the business? Jeans, jackets, and jewelry. I think she like redid their whole back room so that they could better, have storage for all their items for their store. So a little plug for that business, I guess, if I even said it correctly. So thank you to Jennifer Williams. We really appreciate it. So, the weekend is getting close. What movies were popular last weekend? What were those blockbuster dollars that came in? And what are the movies that are coming this weekend? Are they going to be spooky? Let's find out from Marcus Theaters what's going on at the movie theater.
Greetings, programs, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Marcus Recap. Starting with the box office results, at number 1 is Taylor Swift, Release Party of a Showgirl with $33 million. In second, One Battle After Another with $11.1 million. In third, The Smashing Machine with $6 million. In fourth, Gabby's Dollhouse with $5.2 million. And in fifth, The Conjuring Last Rites with $4 million. Monday the 6th marks the next Marcus mystery movie. As a heads up, this is R-rated. Several Fathom events. The 6th and the 8th, you can join us for the anniversary screening of The Devil's Rejects. The 7th, Broken Mary. And the 12th, The Dark Crystal. On the 8th, you can join us for Are We Good? On the 11th, you can join us for the Tim Burton classic Corpse Bride. On the 12th, you can join us for our continuing Harry Potter series with Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And 4 new releases to look forward to. First is Kiss of the Spider-Woman, followed by Roofman, Soul on Fire, and finally, Tron Ares. This has been Ian with this week's edition of The Recap.
All right, thanks, Marcus Theaters. We really appreciate always knowing we're going to have to get to the movie theater, especially since it's getting cold.
I know.
I like to go just for the popcorn. As soon as you walk in, that smell, you can hardly stand it.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we're going to take it to the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival. With us today is Jessica Fischoff, and she's going to correct me if I'm wrong.
You got it.
She is the Director of Literary Arts at the J, leading planning of the festival's programming.
Yeah.
So, and it was funny, I asked you when we were getting ready to talk to you, I'm like, so is everyone Jewish that's there? Is every event you have just for Jewish people? Yeah, I did. I wanted to know because, it's funny because are you Jewish?
I am.
Okay, because everybody that comes to the show, because we've interviewed for different things.
Yeah.
I think it was a big theater production that was going on, and so I was just wondering, if I'm sure there's a lot because that's what you're doing. This is all about, but you have a very diverse team
Yeah.
that works for you and the people that you have at your events as well. So it's
Yeah.
for everyone.
It is absolutely for everyone.
Just want to make sure you don't have to be Jewish to come to your events.
Not at all. We want you to come. The J itself is such an inclusive organization. You do not have to be Jewish to come to anything that we do. Our
Wonderful.
cultural arts department and the literary arts programming that I do is through a Jewish lens. We feature a lot of Jewish voices, which is really kind of the benchmark of
Sure.
everything. But we have some non-Jewish authors coming this year, and we want everybody to come, just enjoy. It's all about literature and speakers and fun.
It's like saying that you have to be Italian to go to the Hill, right?
That's right.
That wouldn't make
I was
it.
like, what?
You can enjoy pasta no matter what.
It doesn't matter who you are. Well, let's talk about this. The 47th season.
47
That's
years.
incredible. That's a long
It's
time.
amazing.
What was the first one compared to what last year was like?
You know,
Not that you would have been here. You're too young.
I've been able to
Probably
see
pictures.
brochures that go back to like 1980. I mean, they had huge names. Ellie Wiesel, Goldie Hawn has been there. Billy Crystal's been there.
Oh, wow.
So some just really big, really cool, prominent people. And I think it started off pretty big. It's a legacy program. The fact that it's going 47 years, I'm going to assume that when it started, it really just hit the ground running.
Well, for someone that's never heard of the festival, or have been able to be at the St. Louis, what's going to take place?
So we're doing almost a speaker series this year. We've kind of opened it up to include people that don't have books, podcasters, journalists, and things like that. So it's a really good lecture series, but it's a lot of fun. We run a festival week. That's the 2nd of November through the 9th of November, but we have a lot of events throughout the year. So we have 3 events this October. We have one tonight that's sold out with Eli Sharabi, who was held hostage by Hamas for 491 days. We're one of 5 cities in America that he's going to. We have a comedian, Steve Hofstetter, coming next week, total change of tune. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's on Wednesday, the 15th. And then at the end of the month, we have another Israeli author coming, Lee Yaron. And then we hit it off with the festival week. We have Joshua Malina is coming. I'm sure we'll get into this in a minute. But it's just a really great opportunity to come to the J, to sit, to listen to an hour-long presentation by some of your favorite authors, some of your favorite celebrities, maybe somebody you've never heard of before, which are sometimes the best. I feel like sometimes we see a book that we think looks interesting. We don't want to read it yet, but then we go and we hear the speaker and we're just totally engaged.
Yeah. What started this? I mean, what was the, I guess, the inspiration behind putting on this 10-day, right?
Yes.
10-day festival.
So there was a lot of love for literature, and it's actually something a lot of J's do around the country, or a lot of organizations do. There was a group at the J, a woman named Eleanor Flagel, if I said that right, who really wanted to launch this early back in 1973. Whatever year would have been 47 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm in the literature world. I'm not in the math world. But then it just picked up. And so people really want to go to these live events. They want to connect with speakers. They want to connect with writers. They want to see people talk about what they're doing, and they want to be there as a part of it.
And I love that you just said that. You want the ability for people to come and connect, because we are so disconnected with, the world of media and staying home.
Yeah.
Everything just comes to us, that it's really wonderful to have things where people can get out and connect, and especially be able to learn something and understand culture, things that happen, things that people went through. It gives you also a feeling of not feeling alone,
Yeah,
in this
absolutely.
ever changing, crazy world that we live in. Now you have a collaboration going on with Missouri Botanical Gardens. Tell us a little bit about the connection between.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're taking the festival on the road this year. We've done it in the past, but it's our first time doing anything with the Botanical Gardens. So we will be there on November 6th. Yes, that is correct. And that is a Wednesday at 1:00 with Diana Goldman. She's an incredible cookbook chef. She's a vegan chef. She's going to talk all about her new book, Plants for You. That'll be at 1:00 there. And then ticket holders can go and just enjoy the garden in the afternoon as well. So we're really, really excited about that.
How do you even come to find these authors?
So I do a lot of digging. We work closely with the Jewish Book Council, which is a national organization that presents a lot of authors. But I just start deep diving, and you start finding authors that are Jewish or writing about Jewish things. A lot of the different publishing companies press releases, so we know in advance what books are going to be released next year, in a few months, and you just track it, and then you see what's a good fit. And that book itself felt like just such a wonderful fit for the Botanical Garden. So we were really excited to have them on board.
Oh, I bet. What about celebrities? Well, you have Goldie Hawn years ago. Who do you have maybe that's going to be here for this one?
We have Joshua Malina from The West Wing and Scandal and The Big Bang Theory, and he's going to be on an upcoming episode or 2 of Law and Order this year, so that's really thrilling. So he'll be there with us on Saturday, November 8th. And then in December, we have kind of one of our last events with Nate Berkus, who is a huge celebrity interior designer whose new foundation is all about claiming your space, going back to your roots, and figuring out what makes the most sense for you in your own personal space when you're designing.
But that one will be very, very busy. That one's going to be really busy for going towards it.
Yes, and that's a Saturday too. So
oh my gosh, you're going to be busy with that one. Talk about the 40 and under all access pass.
Yeah, we really want to reach out to some of our younger population, and we thought, how can we find them and bring them in and connect them with some of these authors that they may not know about. And we all know the economy sucks right now. I hope I can say that.
You
But
did, and you can.
yes. So we looked at kind of our price points and we thought, why don't we launch a special pass for 40 and under, especially when you have, new parents or people just starting out their careers. $90. It gets you into every single event throughout the
I know some old
season.
people that could use some some passes.
Yes.
I was like 60 and over.
Yes.
Get us out there reading again too, right? But that is a great way to get that younger generation reading again. We just keep talking about, we're just so addicted to these phones. We got to get away from them and get out there and connect with people and meet people that are authors and reading this literature and educating ourselves on what's going around us or what's happened in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how do you see it transforming from where it was to where it is now?
So one of the things that we did this year was expand the dates. So we looked at a lot of reasons why that festival week in November worked, and then also what didn't work about it. And what we realized is a lot of people are on book tours and maybe they can't come that first week of November, but we still want them to come to St. Louis.
Right.
So we thought, let's expand and make it more of a season. And in addition to that, these new partnerships, which are super amazing, it's so great to be able to take what we do with the J and put it out in the community, especially aligned with some of these phenomenal cultural institutions that are here in St. Louis. And we expanded beyond just a book author. We really thought about, what does literature mean? There's so many amazing podcasters, radio hosts. There's so many amazing journalists. There's amazing actors, theater actors, people who've been working in the arts for a long time, but just in different capacities.
Mhm.
And sometimes those are the most interesting people to hear. So even if you don't have a book published, you haven't gone through the whole route of getting your book out into the world in print, doesn't mean that you're not a phenomenal speaker. So we started looking at who we could bring in that had a lot of really cool things to say, but might not have a book.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I know I have mine, but Olive isn't Jewish.
But how do you know what a dog is?
I'm teasing.
I know.
Well, Mommy's not. Mommy wrote it.
The dog's like, I'll be
You are not
whatever.
the
I'll be
dog.
whatever it's
You are
named.
not the dog's mom.
Yes, I am. I think I gave birth to this dog.
The holiday has the most cookies.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
There we go on that. So is there anything else going on that we should know about? I know this great event's going on. Tell us how we can be a part of it, because I know that you talked about the 90-day pass, or I'm sorry, the
Under 40.
Under 40.
the pass,
Yes.
but also for someone that's listening that wants to go to this event, maybe they can only see one of the authors. How can they find out more, figure out what they want to do, get a ticket?
Absolutely. So we have regular price passes too, and it's 126, and that still gets you into, I want to say there's 17 events. I would literally have to go look at the calendar.
Okay.
But we have events in February too. So they're going all throughout now through spring. Online, we have individual tickets for sale for each of our events. So if you don't want to commit to the whole season, you can kind of go a la carte, pick this event on this day, this event on that day, and get your tickets that way too.
And if people want to get more involved and find out more about what the St. Louis, you call it I know they call it the J for short, but it's
Yeah.
the Jewish Center.
The Jewish Community Center. Yep.
Jewish Community Center. Tell a little bit about that experience. There might be someone out there that doesn't know that's here that they could be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 2 locations. We have our branch in Creve Coeur, which is where all of our arts and cultural programming for the most part is.
Mhm.
And then a wonderful building out in Chesterfield, the Fox building that
I
just
passed
went
that
through
on.
some great renovations.
Oh, great.
So we have everything. We have anything that you could want in terms of athletics, phenomenal facilities that are for the gymnasium, like rowing machines, elliptical machines, basically anything, which is fun because I get to go during work.
Yeah.
We have pools, indoor and outdoor at both
Ah.
locations. We have an early childhood center. We have an adult daycare. We have summer camps. We have a summer camp in the Ozarks. That's an overnight camp as well. And then our cultural arts programming. So my programming, the book festival, I do creative writing programming. We have a renowned theater, New Jewish Theater, who's probably who you were referencing.
Yes, they
talking
was
to
getting ready to have
Rebecca earlier.
a performance
It's
going
I
on.
want to say it's a 5-season show. She's just about to announce the season for 2026, and it's going to be phenomenal. We have a film festival. We have youth theater. So if you have kids that want to get involved and they're actors and they sing and they're excited about it, great youth theater program. And then we have just basically anything that you could want, a lot of Jewish programming, and then just a lot of community programming as well. And if you're interested in just kind of learning about the Jewish community,
Yeah.
we have some really great opportunities for that too. We're doing a sukkah for Sukkot, which is the holiday going on now.
And what is that called?
And it's called Sukkot. It's the harvest holiday. So you can bring your kids and check that out too.
Oh, tell us a little bit about what that is. I'm going to
Yeah.
learn something new right
Oh my
now.
gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble from my rabbi. We just had our high holidays, and then Sukkot is going to be it's called the holiday of tents, I believe, and it's the harvest holiday. And if you've ever seen one, there are these structures that are kind of open-ended on one side, and you'll see gourds and things hanging like that. And we just celebrate the bounty of being fed wonderful things.
It's so interesting, the different
Yeah.
cultures and the celebrations and that is wonderful, because a lot of times there's marriages and families that are brought together of different cultures, religions, backgrounds, and so to be able to have that opportunity to come in and learn is wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
there's more to it than that, but
Oh,
I'll
yes.
let you talk to a rabbi to get to the bottom of it.
To get
Want
to
to
the
get you in
details.
trouble.
Well, so we've got the Jewish festival that's coming up, and of course you can go to the St. Louis Jewish
Yes, to our website.
website and say the website again.
It's jccstl.org, and you'll find everything you need to know there. There's easy to use, easy to navigate drop-down menus that'll take you to the book festival page, help you buy tickets, take you to find out some of the other programs as well.
All right. Well, just in case you aren't going to one of those events, which we hope that you are, we do have what's going to be rocking in the city this weekend. So Cat Muse, take it away and let us know what's going on this weekend in case you want to hit up some music venues.
Thanks, Kelley and Gordon, and here's what's going on this weekend in music. Friday, kick off your weekend ride with Spirals in the Black Sun at 21 Rock. Check out this lineup. Children of the Void, Garden Sound, and Pluck. They are tribute bands for Black Sabbath, Soundgarden, Audio Slave, and System of a Down. Doors at 7. I hope to see you there. And Matt the Rattlesnake Lash is playing Howlin' Fridays at the National Blues Museum. Fry Project will be at Park Hills Underground, and Ghost Kitchen will be at Cyberg's on Dorset. Jason Nelson Band will be at BS Bar and Grill, and Rock Bottom and all their shenanigans will be at Charlotte Pub, where all the best musicians play and the music matters. Guilty Pleasure will be at St. Charles Music House, and Alice in Reverse will be at Bottleneck Blues Bar. Saturday, Torchlight Parade is playing Haunt the Route at the District in Granite City. I hope to see you there. And that 80s band will be at Frankie Martin's. Decades Apart's playing Witches Night Out in Kimswick. Let's fly. And Captain Bulkhead and the Portholes will be at Salvatore's right next door at Rebar. 40 miles to Vegas, playing their 13-year anniversary show. Congratulations, guys. 13 Grid will be at Charlotte Pub, where all the best musicians play. And Brutopia will be at Nancy's Night Shift. And Rock Mafia will be at the Pump House in Wood River. Sunday Fun Day. Escape with special guest Angie Vanderboss will be at Hanky's in Florissant. This week's music is Beer Bottles and Supermodels by Rick Chambers, who's playing with his band Escape at Hanky's on Sunday. Until then, give it a listen. Live music is better. Thank you for supporting our artists and venues. Check out STL Roar Monday nights from 7 to 9 and have a safe week, St. Louis.
Thanks, Kat. We always appreciate what's rocking in the city. And Jessica Fischoff,
Yeah.
we are so glad that you came in, Director of Literary Arts. And we're looking forward to the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival that's going on. Lots of fun things. So fun that you're going to be involved with the Missouri Botanical Gardens at the same time, teaming up. What a great opportunity that is. Want to let everybody know, too, that if you're interested in, would it be sci-fi? What do you call this when people are into gaming and fantasy and all those sci-fi things? The Galaxy Con. Have you ever been to one of those?
It's like a Comic-Con. So it's like,
Okay, this is Galaxy Con, St.
It's
Louis.
in fact, isn't the guy that you have at the festival? What part did he play on Big Bang Theory?
He was the president of the university.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever tech it was, I forget.
I didn't know if he was the guy that had the comic book store. Remember the guy that had the comic book store?
but yeah,
Is he going to be here too?
Because no, but that's
Oh.
that's what
The
Comic
kind of
Con is.
thing.
It's
Okay.
about
What they do.
action figures. It's about fantasy, anime, gaming, cosplay. It's all that pop culture, all that stuff. So there'll be
What's it-
stuff.
3-day festival.
Right, but they usually bring in a bunch of actors
Mhm.
that have played in shows.
Oh,
like
like the Hulk. Remember
the
we
Hulk?
interviewed the Hulk one time
Yeah.
and he was in town. But I think that was Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, but
Yeah.
It's GalaxyCon. So
Okay.
Fun. They'll be in character. And
Yeah. All right. So good time. So you can take advantage of that October 10th through the 12th. That'll be at America Center. And then, of course, Soulard has their big Oktoberfest, October 10th through 11th at the Soulard Market Park. That's been going on for a very long time as well. So if you want to take part in that, takes place like in the historic neighborhood.
you could actually probably go to because St. Charles started theirs in
September.
So every weekend you could hit another Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest, that's
a
true.
good plan.
Just keep drinking, right? They got the Stein holding, so you could practice, keep going to each one. Have you ever tried to hold a Stein
Yeah.
for a long
Oh,
time?
they're so
So
heavy.
hard,
It's a
isn't
The
it?
little
workout.
tip is when those
Okay.
steins are completely full with liquid, they're about 5 pounds.
So if you want to
So
practice
you can
holding a
go to the
5-pound
gym,
weight,
get your little 5-pound weight and see how long. But one thing that's crazy is that when there's liquid in there, it makes it harder because you can't spill it. If you spill anything out, so once you start to shake, that liquid's going like that. And the next thing you know, if it comes out, you're done.
all right, well, we're going to be asking through Halloween. I'm excited about the paranormal guy that's coming on, the haunting stories and that. Do you have a favorite candy?
Oh my gosh. I love a Reese cup.
Okay,
Didn't have to
So
think about it.
if you
That's
are
it.
Reese's, you're much like the candy itself. You have a hard outer shell at times and can be tough to crack, but once you get there, it's soft inside and everyone loves. You are also very versatile when it comes to getting things done and whatever craft you work in. So Reese's is able to dish out different kinds of candy that never miss. So pieces, take 5, whatever it is. So since you guys are Reese's, that is what it says about you.
So what about you? What's a Snickers?
Okay.
Good choice also.
Very good choice. Hang on, I got to find it. I know what's in here. Okay, Snickers. The famous slogan of Snickers brand, you're not you when you're hungry, is a perfect description of your favorite candy is Snickers. You may get a little emotional at times and may overact in tense situations.
Wow.
But if you just get something to settle
Nailed
you
it.
down, a Snickers bar, you're able to handle everything thrown your way. So there you go. So I'm going to be asking our guests
There you
throughout
go.
the month what their favorite
Nailed it.
candy is so they can find out what personality that they've got going on. So, all right, we got to get out of here, I guess.
Yes,
We're
we do.
done. So, you want to say it with us, right? We're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
take a
ready.
shot.
I'm ready.
Man, enjoy every minute because they're precious. And until our next show, we want to say to you, cheers.
Cheers.